Hi. If you know me on the internet, you know that my name is GoFabric01. But if you know me in my real life, my real name is Jimmy Jackson. I'm an African American man, and right now, in the current state that the world is in, we are going through a problem that has been an ongoing problem for like the past 200 years. And I don't think that people realize how long that is. I'm not the best when speaking out of my mind. I'm not the best at speaking right off the dome, so I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to try to keep this brief so that way I can get my point across and that way we can all move on with our day. A couple weeks ago, May 25th, 2020, a man by the name of George Floyd, a black African American man, was under arrest and murdered by one police officer, Derek Chauvin, who was kneeling on his neck, and George kept saying that he couldn't breathe. He was ignored. And for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, this police officer was still kneeling on his neck after George repeatedly kept saying he couldn't breathe. There were 4 officers at the scene. 4. One was kneeling on his neck, the other was pinning him down. I'm gonna be frank with this. What the f***? You mean to tell me you hear someone saying that they can't breathe while one's kneeling on his neck? You don't have the common knowledge or common sense to tell the other officer, hey, back up, he can't breathe. Yo, get off of him, he can't breathe. What the f***? As I addressed earlier, I'm an African American man. Growing up, right now, when I was growing up, I never had any confirmation. I had never been front to front with anyone who was racist. I can only imagine someone who was confronted by someone who was racist. Growing up, when I was learning about this, it's awful. It's awful and it's sickening to me. How someone can depict one thing off of someone's color. Growing up, I was never held against my will and whipped for not obeying my master. I was never kicked off the bus for being the opposing color. I was never spat at just for trying to attend school of the opposite color. I had never had to drink from a separate water fountain, go to a separate bathroom, or even go to a separate restaurant with my same color just because of my skin. A quote from Martin Luther King: "A riot is the language of the unheard." And 100% that is true. But riots are often caused by the police. Riots are started by the police, who somehow come in and just make everything worse. First, protest. If you want to go to a protest, by all means, let your voice be heard. But keep it peaceful. Police often turn the situation into a bad situation, and that's how peaceful protests turn into riots. And riots don't do anything. I honestly did not want to make this video, but I'm sitting here now because I have to, because I can't be silent anymore. I've been trying to avoid this for like a couple weeks now, because I didn't want to confront it. I had an anxiety attack over this, and I couldn't get it out of my mind for like 3 hours straight. But I have a platform where I can speak my mind about literally anything, and my voice will be heard. So if you're sitting at home and you know this is happening, but you don't do anything about it, what are you waiting for? Let your voice be heard. This cannot stand. Something has to change. I don't care who you are. Quite frankly, I don't. We're all human. We all want to live. Buildings can be replaced. Businesses can be rebuilt. A human life cannot. And I don't think people realize how valuable a human life is. You only get one chance. You only get one chance, and there are no second chances. At the end of the day, people are going to have their own separate opinions. Some people are going to support this movement. Some people aren't. At the end of the day, I support 100% with the hashtag Black Lives Matter movement. It's been a movement that has been trending for a really, really long time. And I don't mean to perpetuate the stigma where only black lives matter, whites don't matter, Asians don't matter. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that any race at all matters, but the African American race matters too. It just seems that everybody wants to suppress and oppress the black race, like erase it from history. No, it's still there. And it matters just as much as any other race on this entire god planet. Some people are saying that all lives matter. You're right about that. But if you're saying that, then that's pretty much saying that everything is fine and there's not a problem. But there is a problem. So if you're saying that, please don't say that. Because all lives can't matter unless black lives matter too. It is ridiculous, it is sickening, and it is malicious and disappointing that we still live in a world where things are depicted and chosen by one color. And again, all lives matter, but all lives can't matter unless black lives matter too.